Guys, welcome to the Valleycast. I know that you're not recording. This is a special thing that we're doing. I just sneakily hit record on the device.
And then Kate just was like, what?
And then Kate's freaking out trying to get it set up because she's trying to get the video portion set up. But here's what we're going to do. You'll hear a little bit of this audio before you get the video version for those of you that want it.
Dogs.
No, don't make her do work.
Right.
We'll just make it. It'll just have a little bit of text or something. There we go. And then you get the slap, and now we're in the video. Hello. So for those of you that are listening, they're like, "What the fuck just happened?" Basically, the video was not recording yet, but we were getting audio.
They got it. Yeah, you got it. That's so good.
Great.
That was very fun. What a nice thing you did.
Yeah.
I mean, minus the technical thing, but it's
I felt like I was taking one for the team, Kate. Sorry, but it was because we were getting some pretty interesting stuff here.
Yeah, dog wieners.
We were talking about Lee's dog, Frankenstein, has a abnormally large vagina.
Is that you got all that stuff?
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, well, I thought we were just doing a bit about talking all over each other constantly.
No, that's what this podcast is. No. Welcome to the Valleycast.
Oh, what an immediate burn from Jarrett Sleeper. Guys, we have Jarrett Sleeper as a guest this week. He's one of my favorite people. I can't speak for the boys.
Wait, no, let me say my thing.
Oh, I'm
definitely thought of this morning. Steve, what do you make of this?
Oh, man, am I hearing this for the first time?
Listen to me. Jarrett Sleeper, one of my favorite people.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
That's great. Yeah, did you hear that earlier?
I heard that,
like
yeah.
it?
And then
I got you a
him,
T-shirt that actually says.
Well, you informed me then. I didn't know this. That's a colloquial. That's normal in Florida. So
Yeah,
that's a
Oh,
regional.
so you didn't even get it then?
No, I thought maybe
You thought he was
keepers
just-
like eyes,
Yeah,
but
he
now
thought he
it's
was
canon that that's what people in Florida. That's how they say people.
I was lying when I said.
No.
Oh yeah, no.
It's out of the bag, baby. And
lying
now,
in like a sarcastic
That's how
way.
Florida people talk.
Yeah, no one says that, but you get it. You get it.
Right, you get it.
I was so
That's what I'm
worried
saying.
that you were going to walk away thinking that people in Florida say paper.
You know what?
I really
Elliot?
needed to clarify.
You could say anything
you do
about
think
Florida.
You're smarter than everyone, Elliot.
Guys, welcome to the Valleycast. On this show, shut your mouth. On this show, that's enough. On the Valleycast, guys, the Valley folk, which is myself, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, and Elliot Morgan, bring topics to the table. It's a podcast, you get it, but we don't have Joe. We have Jarrett. Joe's in New York. He's coming back. Don't worry about it. He'll be back.
He's on a plane right now.
Listen, all of you man-hungry Joe Beretta lovers, don't worry. He'll be back.
Calm down.
We have Jarrett Sleeper, a good friend to all of us. We've known Jarrett for quite some time.
11 months.
Some of us more than others. And Jarrett's just a sweet, intelligent man. He's handsome. He's hilarious. He makes great, funny YouTube videos
He's a good
too.
cook.
Sometimes.
Well, I've not
He's a great
I've not
cook.
experienced his cooking.
I'd
but
love to cook for you.
I
Yeah,
will
he's a
say
great
that he's
cook.
a
Come to
very
this duck party that
I'm
we're
not done. I'm not done complimenting you, sir. I do want to say that you are maybe one of the kindest gentlemen that I know.
Thank you.
You're a very kind man. You're a very caring man, an empath, like to some
would say
degree.
that.
Hi, you're making me very emotional right now. It's too early for that.
But no, I love you, Jerry. You're a good man, and anytime I see you in public, you're just this happy man that's happy to see me.
I don't think I'm like that with everybody. No, I don't know, a little bit, but I do feel like you are a really good. I can't explain it. I don't. This is weird that we're doing this right now while we're recording it. That I haven't known you that well personally ever, just around the world. But I always just was like, you have an energy and a quality that I think comes through your Instagram, all your content and things. That's just very like warm and welcoming and joyous. And I don't know. I always just feel that around you. So I feel like I want to reflect that back.
Well, don't make me cry now, man. This is
I really do feel that way though. And I actually Valley folk is weird. It's an anomaly, I should say, in terms of for me like. In entertainment in general and in the YouTube world, it's very rare to think truly a group of people who are like, I know you guys, you're all with each other all the time, so I'm sure you have your things, but you guys are all really great people, like in the world. And I have had like personal, like, even if you don't have a personal, with you guys more, I've had like more one-on-one time, but like, personal connection, I would just say, like that thing I was just describing about your quality, like there's like you guys all have like something you're putting in the universe that is just good in a way. I don't know, like even Joe Beretta, who I didn't really ever know that well, I always had this thing where I was like, Bratz and Beretta was one of the first things I saw online that was like funny, and when I met him later in life, it was the weirdest, like you know what I mean, like vaguely starstruck, where you're just like, oh my God, you're the, when I was just watching E-Bombs World and stuff, but I was like, a kid. So I don't know. There's something really unique in this group that's like kind-hearted and comes from the true good place, which is rare. I think
that's very interesting, Jarrett, because I don't think I've stepped outside of like who we just are and thought about what we're doing and like what it actually even is. And
perspective is
you're
hard.
right. I think it is like objectively, we are all like really good people, and we're just
guys. No, but
you're right.
And
I would agree.
And we're just making this thing in our 30s and or beyond. And it's like this weird group of comedians that are just like doing our best to kind of like recreate what we know how to do, which is we work well together and we make this weird shit together, and somehow it's this magical potion that people want to see, and it's hard to kind of like see it for that.
Yeah, it's like this very lightning in a bottle quality. I don't know, but and also just the fact that it's still pure. Like sometimes I think about like in high school, if I would love to have collaborators now like you have in high school, when a bunch of your dumb friends after school are making videos and whatever.
That's all we wanted to do is just make dumb videos.
And like if you had the same energy to do that just for fun, how much cool, like you can make indie films out your asshole that would be like good and whatever, but it's so hard to really get that group again. And then it's like you guys kind of are that, like there's kind of like you're grown-up people. And, you know what I was gonna say too is it's like it's a fine line when you have a good thing with people and then in this day of new media, like figure out how to make money off it, how to like take your honest friendships and your real laughs they have each other and go like, well, let's make content out of this now because we all gotta eat. So to be able to do that and not like lose that it's still true, it's very special.
Wow, wonderful.
I was thinking, I did a post on our Patreon with the bloopers. We did like Kevin cut together like a 9-minute blooper reel
the
of
Julian
you.
thing. I have not seen it.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
I can't wait.
And it's very funny. But then like I was adding like the description, and I was like, here's the process behind what we do. One of us writes a script, and then we read it, and then everybody makes notes. And then we film it, and when that happens, it all like goes out the window, it pretty much just becomes like it becomes us all trying to make each other laugh, and then like and then it becomes something like a mixture of both those things. And I was like, I don't know.
We all know that though.
Yeah,
we all are like, and remember this is a baseline, and then it just like is.
Yeah, and it's like we're all the fact that we're still trying to make each other laugh. I think is like the thing that's like okay, that's gonna keep it pushing forward.
I need to find the tweet. There's a tweet that Mark Duplass tweeted out that I absolutely loved and I couldn't retweet it quicker.
DJ Mark Duplass.
DJ Mark Duplass.
That's so funny because when I said in indie films out your asshole, I thought of the Duplass brothers.
Oh, funny! Am I saying it wrong? Is it Duplass?
I don't know. I'm just from Chicago, so I'm like,
okay.
That is the Chicago that I
know. I love them
Jared.
so much.
I do love the Chicagoan.
Who was it that was like, oh, you love the Duplass brother? Name the other one.
Who are?
That's a tweet, isn't it? Oh, you love the Duplass brothers so much. Name the other guy.
Okay.
His name is Jay.
Jay and Mark.
Jay and
right?
Mark. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jay.
Okay, so here's Mark Duplass's
in shows. I think Jay's the one isn't transparent, right?
I think so.
He's great.
Okay. Mark Duplass tweeted, and this is in regards to what Elliot said, and we're going to play the intro still, too, so hang on.
Oh, my God.
We're going to start the podcast pretty soon,
We'll start the podcast soon. Just relax. This is the warm-up. Okay, so Mark Duplass says, a thought. I've premiered movies at
thought?
A thought.
Oh, I read this.
I read
this. This is so good.
Too,
yeah.
THOT.
THOT. Yeah.
Great.
A thought comes into the bar. No, a thought. Like, let's think. I've premiered movies at Sundance and sold them in bidding wars, and we've won Independent Spirit Awards and Emmys, and those were all big dreams that faded pretty quickly. What stays is being in the process with my friends and collaborators, making the art and giggling along the way.
Yeah, that's exactly
Yes.
true. You did that, and I really love that. You
Yeah.
tweeted that.
I tweeted it and I screenshotted it and stole put it on my Instagram.
My girlfriend screen capped it and sent it to me.
Isn't it
and
wonderful?
the Ava DuVernay added some commentary retweeting it.
Oh, no way.
She sent me that first and then the original. And I was that's the most resonant shit. I mean, we did this little short film that still has not like fully seen the light of day. A while ago we shot. It was like a action concept. Yeah.
Dude, I still think that
Who
thing
owns
is
it's gonna be dope.
a genius.
owns
I've got it. It's me. We did it I own it. I mean, it's
Group
Jared
nine.
owns it.
Group nine.
And
Got
we
it.
just like
Let's
yeah,
make
it's
it here. Let's produce it through
BlackBerry.
Valleyfolk. Can we produce it through Valleyfolk? Is it funny?
Actually, yeah, probably. But I'll.
Oh, we definitely could, yeah.
We talk
Well-
more because it is. It's like action funny. Whatever.
That's
We'll talk about
fine.
it.
We could make it like a first Valleyfolk
Honestly,
short film. Or
Action
something.
comedy is like all I ever want to do. Like the movie Gross Point Blank.
Yeah,
I think that's like the best movie.
that's a
ever.
great
It's just
movie.
Dude,
like,
I watched
we did one. Oh, I was a German villain in one of
that
Jared's.
was. You know that got awards and stuff.
Oh, I
Okay.
did.
P.S. That got awards for like little film festivals you started submitting
I
to,
love it.
and we wrote a pilot that's not that, but it's the same world. Like we wrote a
love
different
it.
pilot,
God, it's
and
so
that was a
good.
semi-finalist at Austin Film Fest this year. We were top 2%.
That's awesome.
That was like
really
we were like
beautiful.
20 scripts out of the 1,400 in the pilot comedy
Oh,
category.
I think you tweeted that.
I was
oh,
really
that's so
proud of
cool.
it. It's so validating to like. It's hard to get people to even read your bullshit. Like
Yeah.
good friends even, and
Yeah.
I don't blame them. I don't like to read things, but to send it to a pile, nobody knows who you
Yes.
are, and just like anonymous. So anyway, Karate City may see the light of day
I hope to God
sometime.
it does because
What's
it's
the
one of my
version-
favorite things I've ever done.
What's the version of Buffer? Because you just made me think of something pretty fun. Because Buffer Festival, have you heard of Buffer Festival? So Buffer Festival was created with the idea that like you want
Ring announcing, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. No, he's like, you wanted to, it was created with the idea that you want to show your friends your like videos you made.
yeah.
You want to show your pals, like you want to get them into a room and laugh at the Star Wars kid video and stuff like that. But you want to show them the things that you made, but like just sending them an email or a
Yeah.
tweet
Oh, I didn't
or
even
a
realize
text.
that. That's what that festival's about.
Yeah, it's all about just bringing
Yeah.
all these creators together to kind
Real
of give
cool.
them an opportunity to show their friends and their
And also
colleagues.
the things that they're like really proud of. Like, it's
Yeah.
like, hey, we had this idea, we did this idea, we did that.
Yeah, it's just really is like a
Yeah.
festival dedicated to like bringing your friends together to like watch the
Yeah.
thing. Just show off the things you're proud of.
Yeah, despite living in Los Angeles, we don't really like have creativity type parties
what I'm
where we
saying.
like celebrate
Oh,
unless you
yes,
see like watching a
dude.
movie or something.
I
but
had this
not
idea
our own.
in that vein of like. I was going to tell you about this because Delman like has his comedy night, you know, which is like it's like a real comedy night. That
Delman
people
is
go to.
Lee's husband.
That's correct. Definitely not Star Search I'm talking about. And I was thinking I've never done stand up, but like every once in a while there's like I kind of feel like I want to try, but I wanted to start. So I was like, it would be so funny to do a stand up night for only people over 30 who have done stand up for less than 2 years, and it's called Oh No.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Oh no!
'Cause-
I
Oh,
could get
no.
You, here's the thing:
Oh,
I could get you
no.
an entire cast.
I know, and
Like,
it'd be
I know
so, and in the back
15
of the room,
people.
everyone's just going like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
just
that.
cringe.
Oh,
I just,
no.
But something
will-
like that where we get to
yeah.
share with each other our real stuff.
Well, because
not
you
just,
were
oh,
saying
no.
like, who's gonna read what I wrote, and no one's gonna just read this.
Dude, yeah, or like even like a reading series, like you know, if you did public readings of each other's
Yeah,
scripts
yeah,
or
well, I
whatever.
was
do that
thinking
every
too-
month.
You do?
Yeah, I have a reading of
What?
script. Yes. I
Like,
have a
what if
script
we-
group that we read every month? Our script.
Well, that's
Is
what
it
I'm
public,
saying.
though? Like if you did it as a performance,
No,
kind of.
it's like a group of 8 people that are really good writers.
Well,
and then
those
we
I know.
always
Those
bring
are common,
something
right?
to
Those
it.
are like
yeah,
writer groups, yeah.
yeah.
Which I didn't really know about until going to this writers conference, and everyone's like, "Get in a
My
writers
writers
group.
group.
Get in a writers group."
Yeah.
So I find the idea of a writers group pretty repulsive though, because I just.
Oh.
So what's the version of it where you bring your funny pals together? You know, it's like don't read your fucking 14-page script.
No, it's
But it's
never
like
that.
tell us your sketch ideas.
That's what it is.
Or like let's just fucking like if you have like a short film
Sure.
that you haven't finished and you just want to show an
Yeah.
audience,
Yes.
like just everything in
Well,
one
I
night.
Also, there's
No, go.
There's beautiful parts about it. The one that like do every now and then is like where it literally is people come and they bring something, but it's more often than not ideas at a table that you all just talk about. And then there's one guy that's like been working on
I don't
want
want to hear anybody's fucking ideas.
There's one
So
guy
I don't
I
that's-
got
think
shit
this
to do. I'm not
super-
going to sit down and listen to your ideas.
No, it's
See, that's
really
the thing, the
good.
way-
No way.
It's super fun.
See, that's the way I feel about someone reading. They're like, so I've got this 30-page
Yeah.
script. Here's
No,
a copy for everyone.
I would
And
never
it's like,
do that.
I don't know, man.
I
It's
would-
like, but
I
look,
would
the
do
thing
that.
is like,
I would
I
do
will
that.
gladly read your script. But like, you know, not for like hours, not for like no. I'll read your fucking script. Like, send it to me and I'll read it. But it's like if you're my friend or whatever,
Yeah.
like, you know, don't fucking just tweet me your
And
scripts.
your email, just put your email.
Yeah,
in
don't
there
fucking
for everyone.
email me
Can we
scripts.
just say that
I'm
as
just
Steve
saying, like,
Zaragoza's Twitter bio? Don't fucking tweet
fucking
me your
tweet me your
script.
Steve S. Zaragoza
Here's the thing.
at gmail.com.
Gmail.com.
it's like I'll read a friend's script. Like Jared, if you have a script that you want me to read, like I will
Cool.
gladly read
Well,
it. That
I
will
think
be a priority.
Right,
for
but there's
me.
a difference about read my script. Well, I know what you're saying.
I just don't want to
But,
sit with a group of people when
Yeah.
the energy is like up here.
Yeah, it's a party versus like a favor.
Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah.
read the script about a guy that dies while he marries his
understand.
wife, and it's like
Depends on the night.
yeah, you know what I mean?
Wait, hold on, Steve. He's dying while married.
Yeah.
I have to read
It's a
this.
dark
Oh,
wedding.
wait a
It's a
minute.
very dark wedding.
He's like,
It's called
naked.
Till
Could be
Death.
really good.
He's dying while
Really good.
at the wedding. The whole short film.
Thank you,
is
everybody,
at
for
the
watching.
frickin'
I
wedding.
I think that's
thanks
all
for
we
being
need.
here.
I mean,
Really
yeah, really. Here, I'll play the intro.
Damn, dude.
the whole short film is at the wedding, and he's dying.
Yeah,
Wait.
maybe he's in a hospital bed or something, or maybe not. Maybe he looks
God.
fine.
Maybe he finds out that like he gets a weird disease and he's gonna die in 24 hours.
24
it just
hours.
happens to be the day of his
Yeah.
wedding.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Oh,
best
God,
day,
guys.
last day of my life.
Show must go on. I'm not
Till
canceled.
death.
Are we
dude.
doing this? Are we doing this? I mean,
I'm in.
And then literally she
Jarrett's
goes,
in. Jarrett, you play the guy.
till
You gotta
death.
be the guy.
Great.
And then tears stream down his face
Yeah.
as he says till death, and it's like,
Oh,
And then it just guys, it cuts to black. You don't even see him actually die. It just cuts to black.
it's gotta.
Yeah.
It cuts
It
to black.
has
Well,
to.
okay, just black. I was
Yeah,
thinking white.
Or
Ooh, cutting to
No.
white is nice.
why?
No
'Cause
one
you're
does it. No
inferring
one does
that
it.
there's a thereafter, or is it because your synapses are firing off? And
You know
that's-
what?
Because
Let's
she's
not
wearing
say
a
it. You
white
don't- no,
wedding
no, no.
dress, and it will fade
Don't
out
say
like
it.
a
No,
star
no, no,
white
no. Listen
from
to
the
me.
dress.
Listen to me.
Like
Never
you're looking-
listen.
I think they're sitting on
never
a dock.
explain it. Never
explain it.
That's right. That's
everyone.
right. There's-
It
I
just
think
goes to
they're-
white
yeah.
and it's for everyone.
right,
Yeah.
they're sitting on a dock with their feet in the water, and he's leaning against her. He's
Why
happy.
did you say dock?
Why?
Yeah.
Because it's like
Is
a
that where
point
they
of
got
departure.
married? That's where they
Obviously.
got
like
married.
the river they're gonna
Docks are
cross.
my point of
Okay, well that's
departure.
well of course the river Styx,
River
you know,
Styx. I
Karen
know,
and
I
whatnot.
understand.
So they're sitting there, and then he leans his head, and then you realize, oh, he's passed away, and then it goes to
Oh.
light.
Yeah.
Oh, him dead.
I don't
Wait,
wanna see
hold
that.
on.
I don't wanna see a dead body.
Well, you don't know maybe,
Fall
but there's
in love
crickets.
again.
Yeah.
It'll last forever.
And
Could you
cicadas.
imagine
I don't
hearing
think
that
we
song?
could get
Oh,
that-
but
the
imagine
rights.
it. I
think you could get that. I don't even know what that was.
We
so.
can't get those rights. Can you think of anything else really quickly?
Who's is that? Stevie Wonder, right? That's gonna be like
No,
millions
that's
of dollars.
Not, is that no? That's not Stevie Wonder.
I think it is.
I believe in a home. No.
I believe
Another
when
I
I,
believe I can fly.
Another song?
I believe when I fall in love.
In it, it's not.
Shattered
Okay,
dreams.
I'd like
no,
to-
no. It's
Wait, guys,
Cher,
guys.
And it goes, do you believe in love after love after love? And that's the credits.
Okay,
Yeah,
I
that's
believe
very
when I
good.
fall in love, it will be forever is a soul song co-written and performed by American singer-songwriter Stevie Wonder.
What version am I thinking of? Then?
I don't know, but that's the best version that exists.
The
I'm
Gorillas
thinking
redid
of-
it. It was
oh,
really good.
It was.
Wait,
really
are you
good.
fucking serious?
No, I'm not.
The
That was a lie.
Gorillas?
I just
No,
made
you
a.
just
I just
made
made it
that
up.
up.
I made
You
it up,
just made
Steve.
me
Come on.
so happy and then so sad
Yeah,
so
that's mean.
fast.
How fun would that be? Okay,
Oh,
real quick. Do you
fuck,
guys
could
mind?
you imagine if fucking the Gorillas did a cover
What is
of
that?
I
We're
believe when I fall
Do you
in
want
love
to tweet
will
it
be
out right
forever.
now and
Is that
ask
bad?
them to do a cover?
So we can tell
Do
people
that
about
have
this.
the Gorillas ever done a
I don't know what
cover?
I'm reading.
We like to call it spy.
I
Does
don't
anybody know?
What, do a
Has the
cover?
Gorillas ever done a cover?
No, I don't.
While you're looking that up, Steve, can I
Clint
tell you
Eastwood.
also about
Yeah.
something
Yeah,
else?
as long
I
as I
think you
can
have
play
to.
You
this.
just really
while you're doing it.
reinterpreted Clint Eastwood in a fascinating way.
I don't think we have the right.
Oh, son of a
happy.
bitch!
All right, guys,
You know what I
listen.
did? Hold on.
Okay. All right, all right.
I have to
You're
make.
the-
I have to make an announcement.
Okay.
I'm sorry. This is
It's
important.
a long time.
Listen to me. The audio that goes from the computer to the podcast is currently disengaged.
Oh.
And to engage it, the podcast must be stopped. So we have a choice.
I'm okay without it.
I'm okay
We-
without it.
Stop it. Start it real quick.
Cool.
So
I
I
think
can
we're good.
activate it, or we just go on. We don't have any music. We don't
Let's-
have any
let's
tracks.
We'll be all
It's
right.
okay.
Let's do it.
It'll be a nice.
No music or nothing, huh?
Did you report?
Forgive
I
me.
don't know how it usually
All right.
works.
Your just whole thing falls apart.
Oh, like a soundboard and shit like that?
Yeah, but there's a
Oh,
soundboard.
sad.
Yeah,
So
it's
we
like
don't
the
have
fifth-
any of that though.
The fifth
Here, why
member.
don't you play it on your phone?
Oh, that's a great idea. Here, I got my phone right
You're
here.
welcome.
That's the best way to hear things. Is just
Oh wait,
Straight
for
from
it.
the
play it on your
phone.
Play it on your
phone.
You're
phone,
adding
pull it up to a
ambient
mic.
music. See,
There's,
is that what you're doing?
that's
Yeah,
like
don't
that,
worry about it. Just go.
That Mountain Goats album that he did the whole thing on a tape recorder. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Just on a
And
tape. He would
then-
like go psh, and then play in a living room.
Who was it
Um,
that did? Was it Rufus Wainwright that did something where he was just like, and I put it in the corner of a room, and you're like, of course. He did.
Rufus
Right.
Wainwright has a new song out. Guys, listen. Speaking of Rufus Wainwright,
Maybe
I'd like
a
to.
little further back, my
It's
angel.
pretty loud. Yeah.
It is.
But some of those, there's a song on that Mountain Goats album. I think it's called Jenny. It's one of the best songs, best written, I think. Anyway,
listen, guys, let me read through this little thing for you. Let me tell you about something.
I'm gonna stop this for a second.
What is that? Was that the theme song?
It was gonna be a Stevie Wonder song that probably shouldn't play during a sponsor read.
Smart. Very smart. Very smart.
That's all I'm saying.
And that's what we do here, folks.
Here we go.
Listen, guys, I'm going to talk about a little thing called Robinhood. Robinhood is an investing app that lets you buy and sell stocks, ETFs, options, and cryptos, all commission-free. Do you know how cool that is? It's pretty neat. Also, it looks really good. It's a very nice, pleasant green color when you download it, so it looks nice on your home screen. That's not a bullet point. That's just a personal story. They strive to make financial services work for everyone, not just the wealthy. In case you happen to not be a wealthy person, they have a non-intimidating way for stock market newcomers to invest for the first time with true confidence. It is different without music, Steve. Simple and intuitive, clear design with data presented in an easy to digest way. Listen, guys, if you haven't done this, if you haven't done have you done the stocks? Have you done any stocks, Jarrett?
Are you? Yeah, it's so funny because I was almost gonna say, I do stocks with different companies. So
please
I
not now.
Stop
Wait
that.
till we're not doing the sponsor.
No, not now. Listen, I have not done any, but I think it's wonderful.
I don't really. I'm brand new to it. You should get into it, children.
It's wonderful. Children, listen. There's costs. There's no commission fees. The other brokerages might charge up to $10 for every trade, and this one you just swipe up. Like it's really fun. It makes it like a video game, and it's super easy to use. It's the web platform also lets you view stock collections, like the 100 most popular sectors, or like entertainment, social media, or curated categories like female CEOs and analyst ratings of buy, hold, sell for every stock by doing that, by doing the Robinhood, the Robinhood thing. So anyway, guys, if you would like me to stop talking, you should go to Robinhood. Okay? Listen to this. Valley.robinhood.com. That's valley.robinhood.com, and you will get a free stock like Apple or Ford or Sprint.
What? This is exciting. Yeah, you get
a free stock, dude.
It's really fun. You get to play around with it. It's so cool.
And you scratch off.
You feel like Wolf of Wall Street pretty much immediately
when you sign up. And if somebody else signs up, you get other stocks too.
Yeah. Even if it's an expensive stock.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You never know. It's a chance.
Oh, it's like you don't know what you're gonna get.
So I got GoPro and all that. It's really fun.
That's a good one.
So anyway,
like a good one.
Yeah, valley.robinhood.com, guys. Go check it and get your free stock.
Yes. You lost me at female CEOs.
Oh my God, you would.
Wow. Steve.
I'm sorry, I just
Republic
cannot.
of Gilead
Cannot fathom it. Guys, George Michael did a cover of
That's what I'm
George
thinking
Michael.
of.
I believe.
This is what I'm thinking of.
Love.
But
sorry,
what
that's
I was
why
gonna
I
say
thought
was
it wasn't.
when we were on that set.
That's the one you were thinking of?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
To
make that short film, I had the thought, this is what I want to do. I love getting together with a lot of people.
Oh, yes.
You know, not just sitting in my vlog, whatever. I was like, this is what I want to do. It takes days. And 20 people.
And preparation and all these things.
And we love it and we do it, you know?
But also the best moments are the behind the scenes.
It's the most magical thing ever.
I mean, Ellie and I did a show for years, and by years I mean at least 2.
Yeah.
Lip sync battle.
10 rules for dating
and I don't think I ever watched. 17 years we did that show, but I don't think I ever watched an episode. But the most fun was doing it.
Yeah.
Like we had. It was one of the funnest things that we did, and our whole goal was to like make the audience, the crew break. It was a great crew. It was the most fun. It was so silly. It was the silliest thing we ever did.
Those guys.
And then when we saw it, we were like, all right.
But
it was itself the best.
That's
but
how
also,
I met Matthew, who I love very much.
Yes, who you love very much.
We're going to Vegas.
That's how I met
at the beginning of the year.
who I love very much.
I love
You can leave your love life out of the podcast.
That's how I met Gerard.
She's got a beautiful girlfriend.
I love Gerard so much.
Yes. Gorgeous.
Yeah. And I mean, rightly so. Janine's a tremendous
she's
person
wonderful
on every level.
Oh my goodness.
But
save it for your love.
She'll never hear
Who
this.
do you know from that project?
I don't think you know a single person.
Oh no.
Gloria.
Also, guys, I don't want to be this person, but it's probably why Adam Sandler and all his friends keep making movies together.
Yes.
They do that.
Dream,
they said
They said that. They said that they did Grown Ups 1 and 2 so they could have vacations in Hawaii together.
It's not quite the same thing.
Really bad and not funny vacations in Hawaii.
Who cares?
I
want to be in an Ocean's
being
movie
Joker.
just so like all I have to do is wear nice clothes and watches and be like,
yeah.
You know?
We
do that again for the camera.
That's
be like, huh?
You know?
Jarrett's character.
Very good eyelid flutter.
It'll be more soda. It'll be more like, you know?
Yeah.
Still like a scoop with
Just
the
like-
neck.
I think just a simple
maybe maybe a little.
Real quick, guys, we sorry, I missed. Go ahead.
No,
Don't interrupt
I
his
was
eye
just subtly,
flutter.
realistically acting, but in a kind of like we're all.
Yeah.
The only emotion we play is cool.
You're
all the
showing
time.
your range.
I love that.
They're just so cool.
We sold out.
You know?
So we sold out the New York show. And speaking of this, made me think of this when you were talking about the Adam Sandler thing.
Big Apple.
And then the Big Apple, Madison Square Garden.
Massive Apple.
It's
Barclays
super
Center, dude?
But
Where is
now,
that Big Apple? Every time I've gone, I've tried to find it. Is there where?
You know why it's called the Big Apple, don't you? Do you not know why? It's
To
really
clarify,
cool.
that wasn't funny. I just went down the wrong pipe.
Please don't.
No,
I actually just
no,
took
I'll
it.
take it. I'll take
I'll
what I can get.
interpret it how I
I can
interpret
take
it.
what I can
I
get.
just poured pamplemousse down my
You didn't think it was funny that I was looking for the. That I flew to New York. I tried to find
Definitely
a giant
funny.
apple.
I'm just mad that it's not that funny.
You didn't think that was that classic
Like I
Steve
thought you'd
Zaragoza?
see it from the plane. Honestly,
You got him.
why is it called the? Why is it called the Big
It's
the
Apple?
Great
called
Wall
the
of
Big
China.
Apple.
There's the
Covered
Big
in
Apple.
Wait.
it's context, you know?
It used to be New York. It itself used to be
It's in Central Park.
huge apple orchard, and so
No, I'm pretty sure it was
years
one
over
big
time-
apple. You know? Like James and the Giant Peach. I'm pretty sure.
That the orchard doesn't
I'm
sound
sorry.
When it was New Amsterdam, the Dutch came over in a giant apple. And that's what they started as. Of course it
What
rotted
if the
eventually.
giant
but
apple was an actual?
it was a giant apple and they treated it with lacquers.
I want to start a
so it
movement
survived the
that's
journey
like,
across the
Lacquers.
ocean.
I want to start a movement that's like
You've
the
heard
flat.
of lacquers.
Listen to me.
You're aware of lacquers, right?
I want a
You know,
movement. I want to start a
epoxy
movement
sealants.
where like kind of like the flat earthers.
I
where there was
definitely want to
where there
do
was
that.
a giant
Don't
apple.
mistake that for Lee
I
laughing.
was-
She just happened to choke.
I was this close to spending $5 to rent a movie called Beyond Majestic, which the cover is a reptilian in a crown going
Yeah,
like
you
this.
got
I'm
it.
gonna Venmo you. Sorry,
I was like, oh, the trailer is
Where
about-
did you see
Dude,
it?
Amazon. I was looking through the movies that came on Amazon.
I'm
it's
sorry.
all the reviews are good and they're all like, this is the best red pilling movie there is. And it's about how there's a secret space program since like the 40s, trillions of dollars spent, and they're hiding it all from us. And the Nazis put a moon base up there on the moon.
Oh, dude,
It's
your
awesome.
video is so freaking funny.
Thank you. That meant a lot to me that you
Oh
liked
yeah,
it.
yeah.
loved it.
We were watching
I loved
it here.
It's
That's-
so it was
Jarrett,
so
I'm gonna
plausible.
Venmo you $5 right now, so you can rent that Nazi moon base.
I'm gonna. It's Beyond Majestic.
For our listeners, Jared,
I
can
feel
you-
like bad. I like plug that movie.
rather than plug that movie, can you plug your documentary that you did and explain
Sure.
the conspiracy that you discovered regarding?
Sure,
the
I'll try
shutdown
to.
of
I will
Somalia?
say I kind of like that it's not getting a lot of views because I think it adds to
We
the,
tell ourselves that every day.
So then let's not talk
I
about it.
think
Let's
it
move on.
adds
Yeah.
to the the algorithm, the blame. It adds to the conspiracy, and also because I like that the what is
It's not me.
happening?
Who's pulling the cables?
No one's pulling the cable.
It's not me.
I also
It just keeps dropping down.
I am literally doing nothing, and it just keeps falling.
I don't want to explain the whole thing. It's long, but the point is.
Just plug it real
it's real
quick.
good though. I can explain it. I've watched
Can
it
you do it?
7
Wait, hold on, I
times.
was gonna say
Here,
about
wait,
it.
Elliot can do it.
Oh, I also was gonna say I just like that my favorite things and my most extreme acts of like personal madness are like just that. They're just for me and like nobody else.
Like
oh,
you
yeah,
really
you
do
know?
feel like you're in a vacuum, and it's you
Yeah.
truly like your
Like
journal
every
entry
once
in
in a
video form.
while, some idea hits you where you're just obsessed. Like I did that Moon Juice video that one kind of did well, where I just read this woman's food
Yeah,
diary,
yeah.
and it was because it's just sometimes the thing grasps you and just you're just
Yeah.
obsessed for like
Yeah.
2 days, and you're like, I gotta just make something, and you like throw so much of your dumb life away. Like
That's
into
what
this one thing.
Torty Cloud was for me.
Dude, Torty Cloud is so good though.
thank you,
But that's
dude.
correct.
Thank
That's
you.
like what you. That's like we should all be making
Totally
our
the
Torty
equivalent.
Clouds.
Yeah, I texted Jarrett and I was like, "This is the kind of stuff that like the theme of the stuff that I want to do here, where it's like that kind of like taking something that is obviously very new media and then doing this like bullshit.
Well, that's what I
very
was-
satirical.
It's
very
a 20-minute
like,
long video.
It's hilariously long.
I was attempting to do that a little bit with the Halloween Horror Nights thing, but I feel
Yeah.
like I couldn't. I had to stop at a certain point because we are getting too close to actually like talking about people that might have
Yeah.
done
That
us
might
wrong
regret-
and
yeah,
stuff
yeah,
that
yeah.
we might not want to ruin relationships with or something.
Done what?
you
wrong? What do you mean?
also,
Well, there's a video we put up. Is
Yeah.
it up already?
I don't
It's
think
coming
it
up.
is.
Well, this
Tomorrow,
this
today.
comes out.
It's today.
This comes out on
This will be later.
Monday.
Yeah.
We haven't watched. We should probably watch that.
But this comes out Monday.
This comes out
This does,
Monday,
yes.
and then-
So
So yes, it's out. We put up
Yeah.
a video where we went to. I mean, we shouldn't talk about it. Joe's not here,
Yeah.
and it's a whole
Fine,
thing.
forget it.
But yes, there's a video we put up where we went to Universal Studios, and it kind of went to shit. And then we tried to do it again, and then that went to shit. And we'll just link it to you.
Like
We'll
to
send
do
it to you.
bits and to do things at.
We were gonna shoot the event and have like a good time, and then it did not work out.
No.
You had a
Too scary.
That was a big challenge because you had to basically completely retroactively like make a thing out of what that was.
Yeah.
and that was none of that was in the plan. So it's interesting because like you pieced it together really well, especially with the talking head that you did.
Thank
but,
you,
like,
man.
Yeah, I would have had no idea how to order that.
I mean, those all of that footage would have just gone to waste. Like
Yeah,
that,
that's the
all
thing.
of
You
that
need it,
stuff.
yeah.
I mean, this happened in like
Also,
September.
I know this is gonna be
It
so
happened in September.
stupid, but I do also like, because I think so much of like this world is like, did this and it was super great, and I kind of like it when people
Right.
are like, hey, this is really weird.
No,
We
it
were
went to
treated like
shit, yeah.
shit. Like
Yeah.
this is not a
Oh.
glamorous
It really was like a
thing.
unique situation.
Yeah,
too,
I kind
'cause
of love that, because again,
Yeah.
so much of this is like, I got to go to the Petco Christmas party and it was the time of my life.
I mean,
good,
I'm just
though.
gonna. You know what?
Petco Christmas party,
I'm just
wow.
gonna talk about it.
well, why don't we wait till Joe? I feel like that
Really?
he's
Yeah,
pretty.
no,
No,
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
would
yeah,
stop
yeah.
me. I don't want to be stopped.
no, don't talk.
Let's
it's fine.
let's
I mean, I wouldn't
will
listen to my
stop.
favorite.
Listen,
This is my
listen.
favorite moment.
I wouldn't get into the details, but I will
We
just
can
say
wait. It's okay.
we had a hard time and it sucked and I was genuinely hurt and
Well,
genuinely
Ghosts and goblins. And
yeah,
stuff,
like I
so.
wasn't I was
How many ghouls?
dude, I was genuinely hurt. Like I was
Oh.
hurt.
By
So-
Wow.
You were
I didn't know
wronged.
that.
Yeah, listen to this.
I was
This is
wrong
my
and I was hurt,
favorite-
and that's what that video is about.
This is my favorite soundbite.
Not cool
from-
that you were hurt, but I'm like, I think it's good to be cool,
Thank
honest
you. I
sometimes.
appreciate
to go
that.
from
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I think
well,
it's cool that
as
you were hurt.
honest as I could get.
To be
I think
honest,
it's super cool that you were hurt.
Thank you, Elliot.
Okay, listen. This is my favorite. This is my favorite soundbite from the video. This is Harley's explaining the situation very eloquently.
And we got up there, and the tickets that we got were not for Halloween Horror Nights. They weren't even for this day. They were essentially useless. And Steve is just literally bumming around right now, and he was so high hopes. And someone just dogged him like that. Like, they got dogged.
Dogged.
So,
I love this.
I mean, for the rest of this video, he doesn't know I just filmed this. I guess you could enjoy watching him pretend to be happy for you guys, but just know that he's not actually happy. he's forcing
Here it comes.
and he's really bummed out. Elliot looks like he doesn't really give a shit about anything at all.
I love it very much. Anyway, yeah, it did suck. I'm sorry you were bad. But
Yeah,
we will
anyway.
talk about it. We should talk about it.
Yes. Okay. Fine. I know, but Joe won't let me, so it's fine. We just won't talk about it.
Can I read a
Uh,
poem that made me
yes,
think
go
of?
ahead.
It's really
Read a poem.
short, okay? And it's not exactly the same thing, but it's a really good poem.
this better
I
not
can't
be a
stop thinking
30-page
about-
script.
No,
It's by,
it's like
That's a favor, Jarrett.
It's by a woman named Marie Howe, I believe. It's called Magdalene, the woman taken in adultery. And it starts with a little teacher. They said to Jesus, "The law of Moses says to stone her. What do you say?" John 8:5. And this is, I think, a devastating poem. You know how it is when your speeding car spins on the ice at night and you think, here it is. When the deer springs across the headlights. When you begin to slip down the steep and icy steps.
Yes.
Now imagine someone is about to push you. Someone you know. And then they don't.
Wow.
I'm sorry that for me, for some reason, devastates me. And now I'm
Yeah.
just feeling so silly
now
about
you're
it.
gonna-
Yeah.
But it's a really, anyway,
It's
that made me
beautiful.
think of it. There's
That's a
something about
beautiful
pain.
poem.
I don't know. Sorry, I know I
Are you
brought it
talking
down
about
to a
forgiveness?
serious zone, but I don't even think it's forgiveness. I think maybe it is forgiveness, but just this idea that these
Mercy,
horrible,
maybe?
meaningless punishments that can exist.
Yeah,
That
that
like,
are-
what if
that
then
is-
somebody
yeah.
was just like, of course not. You know?
yeah.
That like
No,
these
no, no.
meaningless punishments, they're like betrayals of just humanity. Some of these these
Yeah.
rules we live by.
Well, also
Anyway,
everything she's
beautiful to
describing
me.
is that hopelessness. And I mean, I did Mountain Town, so like every single one of those things that you described, you're like, yeah, that's happened, and you're literally just like violently helpless in the situation. You're
yeah.
like, nothing I can control.
Yeah.
It's really crazy and
Yeah,
heavy.
and then at the
Intense.
very end, somebody's just like, oh. I don't know. You're talking
And then
about being
that's-
wronged. Made me think of it.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely one of those things where
I'm sorry you didn't get to see your ghouls and goblins, Steve.
I didn't get to. I mean, I just really wanted to have fun with my pals. That's
Yeah.
all. I didn't really
It's
care
also,
about the
like,
content.
You kind of talked
Steve
about this
is-
a little bit, but you did plan the whole thing, and
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
something to be said when you have
And it was,
friends
like,
and
air-
Steve's love
Airtight.
language is quality time.
It
That
really
is
is.
his
Yeah,
love
mine
too,
language.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's his is that your love language
yours.
too,
Oh, yeah.
Morgan?
like 90
Words of affirmation?
97.6%, I think, and then there's 2.4 not words of affirmation
Physical
do
touch?
nothing. It's. I mean, I like it, but yeah, no, it's definitely quality time for sure.
Really?
Oh yeah, Oh yeah,
I believe that.
for sure.
I believe it too.
I
now
love it.
Now
Yeah.
that I
Makes
hear it,
sense
I
to
believe
me.
it for sure.
if I'm alone
I
for
could
a long
give
time, I go
a
nuts.
shit about quality time. Is that weird?
No.
I mean, I love doing it, but it's like not
I don't think
physical
it's weird.
touch. Words of affirmation are mine, and I could care less about acts of service. Like it's not. I don't care.
And gifts. You don't care
Well, we
about
don't really
gifts?
care. I care. I like to give them,
I like to
but
give them,
I'm
too.
not.
They're fun
But
to
it's
give.
all physical touch
Yeah.
and words of
Yeah,
affirmation.
it's funny. We're all different little
Isn't
snowflakes.
that fun? What is it? And yours is
Interesting.
quality
California
time.
snowflakes.
Yeah,
and physical touch. I
yeah,
think you're
and
big-
physical
and physical
touch.
touch.
Way
physical touch. I
yeah.
think you're 50-50 on that.
Yeah, yeah.
And Jarrett Sleeper is, what are you? You
All
are
in on physical
all
touch,
in on
baby.
physical touch.
yeah.
I think pretty much because there's a lot. I don't know. The other ones. Yeah, I
They
don't
appeal
know.
to me. I don't really care.
Or they just don't. They don't
Do it.
impact me on like
Yeah.
a deep.
Especially when
unconscious
you
level.
do like the math and you're like, oh, someone does so, like Delman is like so acts of service that like that's what he does, and I always feel bad because I'm like, oh, I wish
Yeah.
I cared more about that. Because
Well, that's the
Because
trick.
he thinks
is,
he thinks he's
yeah,
being super sweet.
that's who his
you
that's
got,
what he's doing.
Yeah, figuring out how to know what your loved one's
Yeah.
language is, and it's usually what they're inclined to do.
Yes.
And if you can just
Yeah.
actually, it's amazing how hard that is to actually employ.
Yeah,
To
for
like
sure.
do the thing that they
You're
like for
oh,
them.
Shit, I gotta empty out the stupid dishwasher.
Yeah, because it doesn't mean anything to you, or it's like, in that case.
Yeah.
I love
Actually
that
annoying.
the 5 love languages is like an old evangelical 1980s Christian
It is.
author, and it's like the one thing from that world that has completely like slipped into the
Well,
sort
because
of
I think
but
it's
just
still
like
incredibly
the
relevant.
But
Bible.
also,
yeah, it's great. I mean,
also,
people do like different things. and
Yes.
but like, and just like, I mean, I'm sure it's not exactly the same
No,
as that
yeah.
version of it.
It's
and I
literally
think,
the exact
but
same.
I mean, like, people
It's the
will
book.
probably like reinterpret it and misinterpret it and use it
think
in their
so, too,
own
yeah.
ways, and probably
Start
in a way
wars over
update
it.
it and update
Well,
it.
it's
And,
just
I
like
never.
the-
No, it's literally all the same. Believe it or not, it's basically all the same. Yeah.
I wonder if there's been
It's-
any like added where it's like, especially with the new social
they do like
media,
for
everything.
kids. I know they do
Yeah.
that. But,
Likes.
Like that's my
Validation,
Well, I mean,
that's
yeah,
my
just
language.
external
like, and it is just
Subs.
like Jarrett was
Love
saying
language
too,
is subs.
where it's like the Bible is like a pretty. I mean, there's fundamentals in the Bible that
Oh.
I agree with wholeheartedly.
This is so fucking interesting. I heard somebody say this about like they were like a Bible scholar. It might have been something I read on Reddit, but it fundamentally changed my picturing of like the book. Somebody on Reddit had started a thread that was like, Christians have read it. How do you know? Like, how do you decide which parts of the Bible to believe and which to throw out? And this biblical scholar weighed in and basically said, if you were alive when the Bible was like the thing, that like you would know the way we know that a movie on TV isn't real life. It's like a show that we're watching, or like music is this. He's like, you would know like this part are lessons and these parts are poems, and in the poems in the sense of like ancient
This is an
Hebrew.
anecdote. This is
Yeah. And then he was like, and then I started thinking about it. I think they might have pointed this out too, but I took it and ran with it maybe. So I don't want to say that this is like wrong if I'm saying something that they said wrong, but that like, it's literally the book. And this idea that pre-printing, like you might only have like one fucking book. Like so if something gets added to the collective story enough, like by like verbal oral storytellers, we're like, put it in the book. And so the book's like got music, like literal sheet music,
Oral history,
and
a lot
it's
of it,
got
yeah.
like lyrics, and then it's got like little stories we like to tell each other. It's also got some rules. It's got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
but
like a whole
it's like,
amalgamation. of
yes,
everything.
and they all just become
Someone,
one thing, like fan fiction. It's like
I
the
heard
book.
It's like
Someone
how
call it-
everyone has that, murder thing where you walk in the mirror and you put her name.
Oh, Red Rum, or
Yeah.
the what was
Yeah.
it? Shit, what
Bloody
is
Mary.
that?
Bloody Mary.
Bloody
Everyone
Mary.
has a different version of Bloody Mary.
Right.
Yes.
Yes,
Everyone
that's
does.
right. So they're like, if you took, so pre-printing, like it's easy to make things, there'd kind of be like one thing maybe passed around. Because at the time too, like for a long time, people couldn't even read, even after Bibles were getting printed a lot. Like
There's
the
like
point was,
scribers and yeah.
well, at that time, and this was the whole Protestant Reformation was about this, but like that priests were like the arbiters of God's word,
Yes,
because
yeah.
they were the only ones who could read.
Yes.
And so like when the whole point of,
But then when they printed it, that's
Right,
what started
Protestantism
all the
was about, like, no, this is for everybody.
But a lot of the young Earth creationism and that whole thing, when they started taking everything literally, when they got their hands on the Bible, it was like, oh,
Interesting,
they-
Oh, so
they
it's
got
idiots
freedom.
that ruined everything.
It usually is, yeah. I think
mainly
in life.
men. It's actually mainly men.
But yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's where it becomes, and then it. Like,
I mean, I do think that about like Greek myths and stuff.
I
And
love
it's
it,
so
yeah.
weird that like we look at superhero, we like have fucking Avengers Infinity War, and everybody knows it's not real. And like to think that
Yes.
we think people in ancient Greece were like, no, Zeus is real. They're like, no, Spider-Man is real.
100%.
You know?
Spider-Man is real. Black Widow is my best friend.
It's a good Greek accent. Should we do another sponsor?
I was just going to do that.
Okay,
I was just going to say,
it.
speaking of wonderful things to read.
Speaking of,
we're going to get right back to the Bible, so stay tuned.
Bible
Guys,
study, dude.
We have one of our favorite sponsors. I'm going to keep blasting them out forever and ever. Is MeUndies, and so we're talking about MeUndies today. MeUndies is one of our favorite things ever. Recently, I got a pair of, and I think you did too as well. MeUndies jammies. They have
one on my
some.
Instagram.
I wore the hell out of some last night.
Oh, they got these new jammies that are quite possibly the most comfortable jammies I have. We're talking day 6, day 7.
I'm 31 years old. I've never slept in pajamas before.
Yes.
And they're the only ones I've ever actually slept in. And now they help me sleep.
And I've also never cared enough about pajamas until now.
Until now. So we love MeUndies. We've always told you about MeUndies. MeUndies it uses the coveted micromodal fabric, which is 3 times softer than cotton. And it's so true. If you've ever felt this, you're going to just lose your freaking mind in it. It's the most comfortable thing in the world.
You're going to go bonkers.
You're going to go bonkers in your bankers, baby.
Get ready, baby. You're going to lose your mind.
Also, the underwear is really tremendous. It's the most comfortable underwear, period. Delman has a few pairs, and he calls them all his lucky underwear. I don't know how that works, that all of them are, but, you know, to each their own.
He's a special man.
He's a special man.
Delman's your husband?
No.
Oh.
My Andrew Delman, my husband. You can get any style perfectly suited for you. They send you different ones. You can choose them. Men and women can each choose 4 different cuts, all of which are available with classic colors or adventurous prints. We have a ton of different adventurous prints. There's some avocado ones. There was puppy ones. They got some holiday plaid ones coming up.
Just happened.
Nothing happened.
Elliot did a good bit.
Not during an ad
Elliot
read.
did a really good bit.
Do a read of the ad.
I'm trying to do it a ad read.
I'll explain the
Jam
bit as soon as
jams.
we're done with the ad read.
Sorry, what were you saying about
Okay.
me?
That was wonderful.
It was a really wonderful bit. This MeUndies is a perfect holiday gift. Seriously, a perfect. Look, you're gonna do socks and underwear. If you're gonna do it, give the best on the friggin' planet. All right? They make good stocking stuffers. And why stop at undies? They have lounge pants, onesies. They have the soft fabric, cotton, non-cotton, wonderful things that we were talking about.
Knottin is what we like to call it.
Knottin. It's not cotton.
Down
it's
at the
micromodal
MeUndies.
fabric.
Micromodal fabric. Yeah.
Micromodal fabric.
Yeah.
Bamboo, maybe?
So we have an offer. MeUndies has a great offer for our listeners, any first-time purchasers. When you purchase any MeUndies, you get 15% off and free shipping. 15% off and free shipping. And if you order by December 16th, it's in time for Christmas. So you can get those for you, and then for someone that you love, and then for someone that you hate, so that they can feel bad that they're super comfortable and you hate them and they hate you, and it doesn't matter, but they still feel bad. It's a guilt thing. It's nice. You don't give your enemies gifts.
Okay? Yeah.
But you can. So if you guys, this is a no-brainer. Just get 15% off the pair and get the most comfortable undies or lounge pants or whatever that you're ever going to put on to get your 15% on your first pair and free shipping and 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Go to MeUndies.com/Valley. That's MeUndies.com/Valley. All right.
You lost me at female CEO.
I legitimately was gonna say that.
Really?
Yes. I was gonna be like, sorry, but I lost you, female CEO.
Yeah, you lost me.
Elliot's bit, if I can explain for those of you that aren't watching the video version of the podcast, and for those of you that did watch the video version and have no idea what happened, while Lee was reading her incredibly boring ad read, what I was doing was I was playing with. Just kidding, I was a wonderful.
I thought it was
ad
good.
read.
I thought it was really interesting.
No, I loved it.
so
Yeah,
much, Jarrett.
Jam
Lee's.
jams,
I
yeah.
listen.
enjoy slow jams.
Can I just
love
say
jam
something?
jams.
I love Lee's energy.
Oh, are you feeling it?
Let him.
Oh.
So what I was doing was
Reiki.
He gave me.
Did you have potatoes last night?
I had.
Oh.
Okay, so
That's not very
that-
keto, Lee.
I didn't have
Was it
taters. I didn't have
was that
them.
Paquito Mas?
You could be,
Well,
you do like
the
pecans.
energy healer seems to have a different opinion.
So Lee has one of these ungodly, unchristian hair clips, and I've been playing with it the entire time
Yes.
because I'm a eternal fidgeter.
Yes.
But I was playing with it, and then at one point I accidentally snapped it too hard, and a piece of it flung off. I saw it, and then Elliot pretended as if it went directly into his eye, and proceeded to execute a wonderful bit.
Also,
Crazy.
you
I
proceeded
had a good
that
time.
Did you ever
it
see?
was.
Go after you, milady.
So you just pretended like it was the most excruciating thing to ever.
Yeah, it was
happen.
wonderful,
Yeah,
and it was
okay.
wonderfully
Way
done.
too painful.
Yeah,
for
that was
what it
great.
would've been.
There was like in the early days of the viral videos and stuff. I just remember seeing this one. It was like almost like a short film, this sketch, and it was just a guy in his bathroom clipping his nails, and he gets to the third one,
No, I can't.
and then
I
they
can't.
just it was just like he heard sound effects from cartoons and thought because then he just goes doo 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 doo.
Oh, yeah,
I think him going like
yeah.
this, and then it kept like, and then he looks and it goes out the window, and then it's just this for a while, and then until it's just a guy standing alone in a field, and he just starts going. Ah! Like grabs his eye.
Like one flew all the way out
Yeah,
and
like
got
it
him in
just
the
kept,
eye.
Wow, that's really funny.
It's
That's
pretty
wonderful.
funny.
So
It's like that's one of
I
those.
like that a lot.
I don't know.
That's also
apocryphal internet
but that's
videos.
another one of those things where you're just like a bunch of high school friends are like, I got this really good idea
Yeah.
about me clipping my toenails, and then
Yeah.
someone gets hit in the eye with
And
it.
and I think that brings us back around a little bit to the whole like making stuff with your friends thing,
Right.
which I think is really kind of something that's so important and not to forget about in this world of recycled plot lines and such. If I will, and but no, I mean I will always make things with the people that make me laugh, and if I happen to work with people that didn't make me laugh, I likely will not be working
Right.
with
With
those
them
people
again, yeah.
ever again. If I had my druthers, but
Sometimes I think like I kind of like have this fantasy of turning into like a artsy indie filmmaker where your movies are very fucking serious and like sexual and weird. But then I'm like, those sets would be so boring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They
Be
are,
like,
though. Haven't
like
you ever
where you're
done
not just
them?
making each other
You've
laugh.
done them. I've done them. Where
Like
you're
those really, like,
where those really just like,
intense.
okay, so really get in the moment, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
Yeah.
just
I guess I can.
it would be
try.
funny if you could figure out a way to make the really Frenchy art film with people who make you laugh
Here's
a
the thing.
lot.
I think that's what Christopher Guest does. Like, that's my opinion of the Christopher Guest movies. Like, yes, they're brilliant. Yes, they do it. But they are so grounded in their character work.
Oh,
And their
that's
whole goal
interesting.
is not to make
Yeah,
it.
they
Like,
really
on
are.
set, they make each other laugh. But in
Right.
the moment, their whole goal is to kind of push every freaking edge to where, like, you know that they want to break down laughing. You know that they want to
Yeah.
do that. But they are still so grounded in characters that, like, the whole goal is to get this information out
Totally.
Yeah.
and still stay in the. That's what I think Christopher Guest stuff is
That's
where
like-
it is like an indie, beautiful film like
Yeah.
that.
that's why I was surprised when What We Do in the Shadows replicated it so
Yes,
well.
so well.
That movie
So
is
well.
so fucking good.
It's amazing.
Brilliant.
Because
Brilliant.
again, you know that there's 1,500 breaks. You know that there's
Yeah.
like all the stuff that you don't see, but also the true comedy comes from those moments where you see, you know, Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, and you're just like,
They just
oh my
are
god,
those
you
characters.
wanted to break so badly,
Or
but good
it
for
made me
you.
think of what's her? Well, I forget her name, but she's in Best in Show. She's
Parker
the,
Posey.
There you go. And she's got the braces, and she's just
Yes.
screaming.
Yes,
and
she's
you're
the
like,
best.
she's in it.
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
so in it.
She's like, this is a bee.
Parker
This isn't a
Posey-
bumblebee. This is a fish.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's the
Parker
best.
Posey, of
And
course.
Parker Posey in Waiting for Guffman
Waiting for
also.
Guffman is so good.
Oh, so
Yes.
good.
She's
so,
also so
I had
good
such a
in-
comedy crush on her.
Same.
God, I loved her
Is
so
it
much.
Blade 3 or Blade 2 that
Oh,
she's
that's
in?
right.
2.
That's
No, is it
right.
2? Is
And
it 2?
she
I don't know.
is
I can't
fucking
remember, but
great.
it's
Great.
Because like just she's doing like a Christopher Guest
Yes.
movie in that movie.
Yeah.
Like she
She's
knows
who
how
we
ridiculous
should
her
ever
teeth
write
are.
as
and
a
she's, like,
female
acting
villain.
around.
We should write her
Dude,
forever and
Parker
ever.
Posey?
Parker Posey.
That'd be
She's
great.
fucking hilarious.
She's a.
What's wrong, Elliot? Have you never seen these films?
You never seen these films? You know? Are you not familiar with the films of Christopher Guest?
Have you seen?
I have seen Best in Show, I think, but like years
Yeah,
ago.
of course
I don't
you've seen
remember it
Best in
though.
Show.
Like,
You've
I
seen
had a
Waiting for
feeling
Guffman?
someone was like, no, I haven't seen Waiting for Guffman. That was the
Wait,
one where I
that
checked
is
out.
like I feel like
Every
checked out
theater
after that
kid
one.
needs to
every
see.
fucking
Oh,
theater
yeah.
kid.
What's Waiting for Guffman? What's the
It's like a
The
community
premise
theater.
is it's a community
It's
theater.
what we're gonna be doing in like
and-
10 years.
Yeah,
Yes.
it really is.
It's
Yeah.
all of our
Real
fallback
life.
It
list.
really
Yes.
is. Idiocracy is the documentary for the world.
Yeah,
Waiting
we
for
will
Guffman is
run.
the ours.
What we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah,
We will exist within the
a
Idiocracy
local-
world, but doing a
doing
community
what they're
theater.
doing
Yeah.
in Waiting for
A
Guffman.
local
Like a
small
Rosencrantz
town
and Guildenstern
theater.
Dance.
Oh, it's a total Rosencrantz and Guildenstern dance.
That's what's happening.
Yes.
No, it's not. But close enough.
No, us being inside the Waiting for Guffman world is
Oh, yeah.
inside
Oh,
the
100%.
Idiocracy
yeah.
world.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely,
good.
yeah.
I like that.
I love
Inception.
Have you seen A Mighty Wind?
That's a really great one too.
Yeah, I think I've discovered I'm not super into movies.
You don't really movies?
I have a hard time. I tried watching Mission Impossible last night, and
That's
I got
not the one
halfway
to start
through.
with.
Well,
I
Fallout. the new
started
one?
with them. It's not, I've seen
The
movies,
newest
but yeah,
one?
I'm just not like Fallout.
I would love it if
I
the first
enjoyed
movie
it.
Elliot ever tried to watch was
Here we
Mission
go.
Impossible.
Dude, I think
begin.
Tom Cruise is a great
6.
place to
Mission
start with
Impossible
movies.
6.
The Mission Impossible,
great.
the
That's
latest
because you
Mission
look like young
Impossible.
I love Tommy
was-
Cruise.
Yeah, you are a young Tom
It's
Cruise.
quite entertaining.
It's very good. And
entertain
I just
him.
I still was just got I got
Yeah,
tired.
no, I think it's because that's not a good script, but it's fun action scenes and stuff.
I
Look-
don't enjoy watching movies often.
Okay, you're a sociopath. That's
yeah,
fine.
100%.
But-
Certainly,
I will watch 6
Certainly.
hours of TV.
Hey, look, no, I
Interesting.
actually
Won't
I'm-
watch 6 hours.
I'm
going to
defend Elliot Morgan on this because I
No, I
am a
get it.
huge I am a huge movie fan as well. But I also my proclivity, my writing sensibility, my laughter sensibility is television.
I agree.
always and forever.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why What We Do in Shadows is such an interesting movie
Yes.
because it's
You loved that.
I loved it. And I
especially
do
as
love
funny
many
people-
movies, but I just don't see them.
It's just very
I know.
rare to watch a movie that you actually fucking laugh at. That
Mhm.
you're like
Yes.
laughing,
Yes.
you know?
Where they
and that
catch
movie
you off
gets
guard.
me, dude.
Truly catch it. Yeah, it's
Yes.
there's moments in that movie that like. You know what? I had the same thing with the Adam Sandler special, the newest one. Have you guys watched?
No,
I
no,
don't know,
I
but I've
haven't.
heard things.
Also haven't finished it, but it was cracking me up. I don't know if it was my
There's things
state
that
of mind, but
happen that you're just
he
like,
was,
oh my gosh, yeah.
he's so fun. Like the way he like does his stand up, it sounds so conversational, and he like sneaks jokes in so subtly. I don't know. I think
Can I
he's-
tell you
I've never
that,
been a big fan of him, but
I-
now I'm in love.
I started watching Netflix's Dogs, and I'll tell you what.
Oh, dude,
I
I
got
tried
about
it.
10 minutes in,
Yep.
and there are no dogs.
First of all, there are
and I
dogs.
just-
Did you cry?
No, here's the thing, man.
What?
I
There's
was
no
like,
dogs?
Here's the thing.
No, there's dogs. It's too
literally
gross.
10 minutes in, there are zero.
Yeah.
There and is when you
What
see
is
your first
happening?
dog
It's too serious.
in Dogs. Here's the problem.
I haven't.
It is like,
love
oh
dogs.
shit, someone's dying.
Yeah.
No, I made my family watch because I was like,
It's
I heard
so-
we were all trying to figure out what to watch at Thanksgiving. All as
Yeah,
a
of
fam.
course you have to do that game.
Which half the fun is just scrolling for 30 minutes.
Of
We're like,
course.
that one.
Thor
that-
Ragnarok? No, you've seen it. I haven't. Jake has. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so I was like, let's just watch
Downsizing? Oh,
dogs.
they don't like Matt Damon.
They don't like
Dad
Matt
doesn't like
Damon.
Matt Damon.
Did Paddington 2? Mom hasn't seen Paddington 1.
Oh God, Mom!
If they
it's
did-
a bear that likes marmalade.
Here, thing. If they did do downsizing,
Fucking Deliverance.
Hold on. I'm sorry. The only description for Paddington 1 is it's a bear that
that
likes
is good.
marmalade.
Yeah, that's real
Why
good.
are you so angry that she hasn't seen it?
Because it's like so many movies. We've already gone through so
Yes,
many movies.
so many.
It's
At
like
your wit's end.
yeah, that's it.
IMDb.
The bear likes marmalade.
It's about a bear that loves marmalade. So I feel like it's a good family fun show.
yeah,
Yeah, not
you
to
don't need to
confuse-
see the first one.
Right.
There's always that person that's like, I've seen it, but like if you want to play, you're like, no,
yeah,
no.
Yeah, dude. Just the idea
Thank
of
you, but
somebody
no.
else has already seen it
Yeah,
and
yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
they're
not
like,
fun.
I've
It's like,
seen
but
it.
look,
You're like,
there's
oh,
8 of
God.
us here, and you
then-
saw it. Like, fuck you.
Even
Look
when
on your
you still
get on your
play the
phone.
game, you're like, oh, watch it again.
Oh,
I really
but
Yeah.
liked
there is an
it.
inverse like rule to that theory, which is if there's a movie that only one person has not seen and everybody
Yeah,
else,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what we
yeah.
ended up watching. The
Oh
Matrix.
no, that's
Yes.
a pass.
Yes.
That's a pass. You got to pass on that.
You got to pass on
Well,
that.
I'm saying
No,
if,
that's
if
what you guys-
everyone's seen it except for one
Oh,
person.
no.
That's
but
when you're
what
like,
I'm saying.
nope, next
I'm
movie.
saying like you'll go forever going like if two
No.
people have seen it and nobody's and mostly and it's kind of like oh, but if you get to the movie that like one person has not seen and
That's what
everybody
I
else
do.
loves,
Yeah.
then the rule
Oh, if everybody
totally
else
goes
loves.
away.
That's what
Okay.
you guys did with
Yes,
me.
yes.
With
You have to remember what we do in the
Okay.
shadows.
Yeah.
Literally,
and now
we're
we're
like,
full circle.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
Then everybody
Do you
loves.
know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes.
Like we found out my brother's girlfriend hadn't seen The Matrix, and we were like,
How?
let's watch The Matrix.
Because
It
imagine
holds
if it
up
was like
so fucking
real
like,
good.
Holds up real good.
Yeah.
Imagine if it was something though, like what's a pretty bad movie that just came out recently? Like,
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And it's
Yeah.
like we didn't
The
see it.
Martian. Like, oh, none of us have seen
Matt Damon again.
Here's the
that
thing.
was a
Whatever.
full
Pick
trash
your example.
movie.
What? Maybe it's the Nutcracker movie or whatever. It's like nobody wants
wow,
to.
is
see
it that bad?
It's like no, it was fine. But I'm just saying nobody wants to see it.
We turned down the-
anyway. But it's like
whatever the-
one person
Right.
really does, and it's like
Oh, yeah,
that's
no,
the
no,
worst.
no, no.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
only if
Dogs
the
ended up being a
person's
failure.
neutral and everyone else gets excited.
But
and then it's
Dogs
like-
is just like I already
it was
knew I was
bad.
gonna be sad because
We
I was
forced
like,
haven't
we
watched it
forced our
because
way
of
through
that.
one ep, but it was
I
like
can't.
not good.
I can't do it. It was like we were like Alana and I were watching it, and we were like, we want to see some cute puppies, and then maybe cry because it gets sad and
Yeah.
stuff. But it's like it's about this like it starts off with this like little girl who gets seizures, and
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
and the seizures don't stop, and she's just like living with constant
But wait,
seizures.
does the dog come in and
I
help
don't
her
know
through it?
because I
Oh.
got fucking 20 minutes in, and I was
No, I'll
like,
tell you what.
is this a documentary about this little girl? Is this called
No,
Girls
it's
or is
about,
it called
it's about-
Dogs?
They go to this. He feels strong.
What if
Again in the eye.
Sorry.
What if I really was that?
That
like,
was for the
that
audio listeners
I'm
only.
upset about it.
No, but go ahead. I'm
people-
sorry.
I don't know what I was
Anybody.
gonna say.
Sorry.
Well, it's
Oh,
just,
I was
yeah.
gonna one thing a while ago. I was gonna say I would like if Jason Bourne was shrunk very small, and that was
Oh,
a
like
movie.
downsizing.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Let's see him
Yeah.
solve this one.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
figure it
Stuart
out
Little or
now. You're the
something.
size of a paperclip.
You know,
In
Honey, I
the
Shrunk the
cupboard.
Kids.
Hey, how
and
you
you
gonna-
know the Bourne trilogy. So we have a
Fuck, that's
pitch
a
for
good
you.
idea.
Dude, doesn't
dude.
that feel like that feels like a full
I love
coked
this.
out
Though. It's like,
idea.
hey, Jason Bourne.
almost as good as Frank and Dick Dog?
Yeah.
Wait, I like
Almost
this.
as good
Listen,
as
wait.
this.
Hey, Jason Bourne, good luck getting into that super high security room. Oh, wait, but
Oh,
you're
wait.
small. It'd be perfect. All right, well, hey, good luck
Yeah.
finding the secret codes to that guy's hideout. Well, you could really easily find him if you were small.
Just walking
This
around.
is brilliant.
Yeah, but
This
it's
is
just going to be
brilliant.
like Jason Bourne just trying to hold up a large pencil.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
for
it's
90
gonna.
minutes.
You
Yeah,
know,
but
how
also if they saw him, they just step
It
on
really-
him.
Do you guys
If he walks
remember-
past like a hose, he'll just get washed
he-
away.
I
and
do want to
drown.
Yeah.
see.
It's
Do you
a
remember
dangerous
movies way,
you're in that
way back
situation.
in the day
And
when
then other
like
bugs.
when people
Any bug.
remember movies like way early on when they would have like people who shrunk down, like the only way
It was
they
like a
would.
genre for a while.
It was like a super popular genre.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
I think
Honey,
that's where
I Shrunk
Vor
Body
came
Space.
out. Is that where Vor came from? But anyway,
Oh,
hold on,
like,
we'll get into,
Guys, let's talk
In-
about
hold
Vor.
on, we'll get into Vor in just a second.
Indian in the cupboard type stuff. Or it
No,
would be
no,
like-
I'm talking about way earlier, like The
Oh,
Incredible
oh.
Shrinking Man, like movies from
yeah,
like
yeah,
way
yeah,
back
yeah,
in the
yeah,
day.
yeah.
There was this huge just influx of like shrunken people movies from like way back in the 50s.
Inner Space, not Body Space.
Yeah, Inner Space is
Body
a
Space.
fantastic
Body
movie. But then it happened again. I don't know, for some reason people just love the idea of being shrunk. I don't know what that is.
That does sound like a
What are the
fetish.
psychological implications of that? We'll think about it. But listen, the point I'm trying to make is that anytime they made those movies where people shrank, the only way to like represent that visually was they would just give an actor like
Large,
a giant
yes.
pencil or
Fuck
something
yeah.
That's my
and be
favorite
like,
thing.
I'm shrunk. And
Yes.
it's like every scene would have the same giant pencil.
Well, that's what.
Because it was like the
I
only
rewatched
prop they had.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids because I love Rick Moranis like more than I've
He's really
tried
good.
to put him in multiple vehicles in
Excellent
my life,
cartoon.
trying to be
Excellent
like,
cartoon.
please,
Excellent cartoon.
But
God,
I with Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, if you actually do the math, there's like the ant is gigantic, but the cookie is not. But the like literally, you're like, what world is this?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Scale
everything
does
is
not
the
hold
up.
scale is.
You guys should do a Valley Folk
Horrendous.
sketch about this. You guys
Let's
should
talk
shrink
about
yourselves
Vor.
for a
We
Sketch.
just
sketch.
don't have the budget.
Okay, wait, let me read this last sponsor and then we'll talk about Vor.
I can't. I have no.
Do you
The
know what
only
Vor
Vor
is?
thing-
I don't.
Ellie, do you know what Vor is?
No
I'll
idea.
tell you
know
how
what
I,
Vor
yeah,
is.
you know how I found out about it? Was
Okay, wait,
'cause-
but don't give it away
okay.
yet. Don't give it away.
God.
Well,
If
I'll
you,
say
can you
it
tease
started
it?
with I found out about sexy airplanes.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Jesus.
Guys, welcome to this next sponsor of the Valleycast. This is the Hunter Killer. The Hunter Killer, really cool, awesome. I guess it's like a game, or it's maybe. I guess you could call it like an alternate reality game in a way, like an ARG. Basically, if you like true crime, or if you like true crime podcasts, or anything like that, this is basically like that, but you're a part of it. Like you're part of this.
You are.
This crime in a
Hunting
way.
a killer.
And also, do you like escape rooms? Like escape rooms are totally those things where like you go in and everyone works together to solve the mystery or something.
Yes.
That's basically what this is, but it's like it's sent to you essentially. So Hunter Killer is just basically what it is a monthly subscription where you become a detective immersed in a murder mystery. Each month you'll receive crime scene photos, evidence, motive, and suspect information
love it.
that you'll need to solve on your own. It's like you're Batman. It's like you're the detective. It's
You're
like,
Olivia Benson, baby.
yeah, you're the guy. You guess what? You're the guy.
You're the girl.
You're the girl. You're the dude. You're the it. You're the person. You're the one. You are the one that's going to solve this mystery. So it's so interactive and convincing that it looks and feels real when you get these like crime scene photos and stuff. Hunter Killer is perfect to play solo, as a date night, or a game night with your friends. So you can exchange theories. You guys can all work on it together. You can even join an online community working with other people who are at the same point in the story as you. So it's a super interactive. Over 60,000 people have joined Hunter Killer's online community, and they have over 1,000 five-star customer reviews. So we actually haven't dug into the Hunter Killer thing yet.
I was gonna say if
We have
anybody, if anybody does like get it and uses it for like a date night, I would love to hear what the experience is like.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm just curious.
We
Like,
have it.
Yeah, we do have it, but we haven't done it. But I wanted
Right.
it specifically for like the date night thing. Like if that's
Yeah.
fun with
Yeah.
2 people, or if it's like even solo, but the date I'm
Well, would you
particularly
want to?
curious.
Elliot? Why don't you? Would you be interested in taking it and then using it as a date night or something? Would you be into it and
In the
explaining
yeah.
your personal experience with it?
Well, yeah, but
He's
yeah,
taking time for himself right
I don't
now.
really.
Oh, you're taking time
Yeah.
for
We
yourself.
could in the
right
future,
now.
though. Yeah,
Okay,
that sounds
I see
great.
what you're saying.
I would totally do
I'll
that.
hunt a
But in
killer
the
with you.
meantime, I'd be very.
Are you saying that you're currently
You wanna go
single?
on a
You're
date?
not seeing anybody? Is that what you're saying?
That wasn't what I was saying. I was just
No,
saying.
he's
That
Okay.
I
was
was,
Well,
taking time
what
for
are you
himself
saying?
right
So, so guys,
Why don't you
after
want
I
to
said exactly
Why
that,
don't you
that's
wanna
not what
hunt-
I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Why are you trying to avoid hunting this killer?
yeah. Do you want this person to keep killing
I
people?
did emphasize that
Are you
I wouldn't want to
worried
do
that
it solo.
we might
I'd
find
be
out
so.
who the killer is?
Yeah.
Well, listen,
I
having
want-
having the box here in the building is
yeah.
making
Be a
me
murderer
itch
for
to just
sure.
open it up. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
I'll take
yeah.
a look at it. We'll take a look
Let's
at it and
do it.
have some fun with it. But here's the thing, guys. For our listeners, you can go to huntakiller.com/valley for 10% off your first box. They only accept 200 members per day. So hurry to take
That's so
advantage of this
cool.
offer. It's just like a super cool secret
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
game that you can
Plus,
play
like,
with a
don't
community
we all
of
just
people.
have a latent desire to hunt a person?
yeah, or do a
Absolutely.
good thing and save someone.
Well, I thought
or-
just
I
hunt
like-
someone, but
okay,
you get the
sure,
excuse because you're like, oh, they're a killer. I have to hunt them.
Absolutely.
So
Unleash
guys,
the hounds.
guys,
I
that's
have urges to hunt people. Sorry, go ahead, Steve.
No, that's huntakiller.com/valley for 10% off your first box. Huntakiller.com/valley. See if you have what it takes to get into the mind of a serial killer and solve the
I
mystery.
just feel like you
I think I
invite a
could.
bunch of people over. You don't tell them what's going
Elliot
on.
for sure has the ability to get in the mind of a serial killer.
I believe in you.
I
Okay,
didn't wanna
are
bring
you
that
guys
up, but,
ready to?
you're not wrong. You're not
Are you guys
wrong.
ready to jump into the world of
I
vor?
don't know what vor
Okay,
is.
so this is how I found out about war.
I don't have a clue what this is.
I don't know how I found out about this in the first place, but there's sexy airplanes. Here, I just Googled cartoon sexy airplane. This is the first one that came up. That's a
my
sexy
God.
JetBlue jet.
Yeah, this
Okay.
the world is so
Okay,
wonderful.
It's so good. And let's see if we
Well,
can.
I would have
here's
never.
A,
I would have
Are
thought
you about
JetBlue
to
was
show
a
me
man.
here's a
pornography?
blue angel. Here's
Do
a
that.
sexy blue
That's
angel.
Pretty pornographic.
What am I
Do you
looking
have
at?
any
What is that?
male? Is there any sexy male airplanes?
Not
Or
really.
we all-
It's sort of like,
Is
you
this
know.
vor?
No,
No, but
This
I'm,
is
I'm,
the
I'm
gateway
just-
to- this is
this
Jarrett's
the gateway
gateway to
vor.
vor.
So hold on, I
Sexy
believe.
airplane.
and we all have
So-
our own gateways to vor.
And
This
here
is Jarrett.
is how I discovered vor, because it's a vor sexy airplane kind of.
Okay,
It's vor airplane.
What
Do you guys
is
get what vor is?
let me
yet?
see. Let me see that picture.
it-
Let me
You don't
see
think
if
that's
it's-
that's vor?
Is it sexually
That's
making
airplane vor.
inanimate objects having sex?
I
or
don't
is
know
it-
if this is vor.
Are you kidding? No, look at it. Look at it.
Oh, yeah.
For
No,
sure it
no.
is.
No, it's totally
Yeah,
vor.
it's 100%
But interesting.
vor.
That was your first vor.
This is my first vor experience, and then I found out about yes.
Okay, so can I pull up the Urban Dictionary
Yeah, please
yeah.
do.
I'm very
definition of
curious.
vor? Are you guys
I
ready
am
for this?
too, 'cause
I
I
love
don't-
that
I
you-
just
yes,
don't know.
Vor, short for vorophilia or
Oh,
vorarophilia.
the vehicles. Okay.
No.
No.
I won't
Wrong.
make assumptions. I'm sorry.
It's a fetish in which one fantasizes about being eaten alive or eating another creature alive, sometimes known as phagophilia. That's PHAG.
Probably fad show.
Phagophilia.
Phago.
The most common type of vor is soft vor, being swallowed or swallowing whole with no bloodshed.
Right.
There's
So
also
like a snake.
Like a minnow.
Like
or
a
something.
Exactly.
snake.
And
Like
that's
a
why the
snake.
belly's all.
yes. There's also the less common hard vor, which involves the tearing and chewing of
Yeah,
flesh.
that's not
Other
for
types
me.
of vor include macrophilia and microphilia, in which one character involved in the vor is larger or smaller than the normal.
Shrunken.
Shrunken.
Yeah.
I think we're sort of unpack why this was a
So
popular
that's what I'm
genre.
saying. Like, I mean, potentially vor could have something to do with it. I do know that when you search for vor in the image search on Google, you'll see even the scene from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
With the kid in the
where the
cereal.
dad's
Yeah.
mouth is open and the little
Yeah.
kid is inside the Cheerio.
Yeah.
It's
There's
like
definitely big Freudian
I think maybe it's a societal thing.
implications.
There has to
Like,
be.
We're talking
going
that-
into the abyss and like you're dying.
I
you're
think- I
being
mean, also
consumed
let's-
back to your source.
It's
Maybe-
also
like,
womb. It's very womb and
Womb, yep.
stomach.
Oh, the
and
vor
very,
stuff.
Yeah,
you
any-
know,
any sort of
all
void that you go
very
into is-
going
yeah.
back into
Yep.
the uterine.
Also, being shrunk maybe has to do with like
Helplessness.
You know, creating a consensual environment in which you're celebrating and laughing at the idea of being insignificant and just constantly under the sway of powers that are above
Yeah.
and beyond you.
Yep,
Like
yep.
late-stage
There's a,
capitalism,
There's also
basically.
the thing about just being tiny is kind of cool.
there's a Psychology Today article by Dr. Mark Griffiths, PhD, Mark D. Griffiths. The article's titled vorophilia. I'm sorry,
I hardly knew ya.
vorarophilia And being eaten for sexual pleasure, another look at the strange world of vor fetishism. I think that's a little kink shame.
I
to
do.
call it strange.
I agree.
I hardly what?
Nelia? I don't know.
Nearly.
I do follow this Instagram account. Nature is metal, but it's not sexual.
Oh, I
for
follow
me.
that one too.
It's not sexual for me at all, but I love it. It's fucking weird.
Nature is
Is
metal.
it sexual for other people?
It's probably there's got to be someone it is,
Well,
but
yeah,
it's
I
mostly
guess, I
just
mean.
animals eating other animals.
Yeah.
And just being
yeah,
like,
yeah.
wow,
And also
it is
just, like-
fucked up.
Oh,
out
I've
there.
seen that
Like,
account.
you know,
Yeah.
a spider catching shit in its web and just
Yeah.
being
Yeah, but
like,
it'll be
Real
like
gruesome,
there's like
Yeah.
real
there's
life
like
stuff. Yeah.
they're really into if you ever have a bug that's like there's like a mantis that got a bird.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary as shit.
Yeah,
There's
whenever-
one they put the
anything
other day.
that goes is not gonna.
No.
it doesn't end
Guys,
well
this
for
is
you.
interesting. Listen to this.
There was one of a pig eating a deer, and you're like,
Wow.
oh my
Whoa.
god, just
Pigs
going
are messed up.
hog
Is it
wild.
Like a
Pig or
boar? Is it
hog?
Like
Like
a hog.
Yeah,
But
hogs are
like-
vicious little
but like
pieces of
like
shit.
a farm,
man.
They'll
like
eat
one
you.
that would be
Mhm.
farmed, like not just a wild boar. It might have been a boar, but it's the same thing. Those are domesticated.
This was-
against
So,
those
Doctor,
terrible.
Very common
really
thing-
quick.
Well, I'm sorry.
No,
it's
no, go
just
ahead.
for the
Go
boar.
ahead.
It was a very common thing that was like constantly said by my Kansas grandma and grandpa. Whenever I'd be like, I don't really want to eat bacon pigs, they would always be like, you fall in that pig pit, they're gonna eat you. Like that was
Yes.
always something that
I've
they
never
would always
not-
just.
Anytime I eat meat,
You found
I
a
do
pig
do
pen,
it out of
they're gonna
vengeance.
eat ya.
I know that they would do the same to me, and I'm
Yeah.
just beating them to the
Listen-
punch.
Listen to this
Yeah.
though, guys, really quick on
Yeah, please.
vor. Dr. Friedemann Pfafflin said.
That sounds like a fake.
Mhm.
They
You're making that
commented on the many phrases that exist in the English language to relate sex, love, and consumption, including referring to someone as looking good enough to eat. That
Oh,
the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and describing a sexually appealing person as sweet, juicy, appetizing, or tasty.
It's
Right.
It's
That's all
consume it.
horrific.
Or like
Yeah.
beating
Yeah.
up those guts.
Christian religions even sanction metaphorical cannibalism through their sacrament rituals,
yeah, with the
during which
eating the
participants
wafer,
consume
yeah.
bread or wafers meant to represent the body of Christ and wine intended to represent the blood of Christ, a show of Jesus' love and of his people, and in turn for their love for
I
him.
saw a good meme
By
the other
sharing his
day.
blood and flesh, the act was intended to merge as one the divine and the mortal.
I saw a good meme the
Welcome
other
to
day that was
Merging.
Jesus saying, "Eat of my bread, eat of my body, it is bread," and then the Romans going, "Let's get this bread," and then him going, "Oh no."
my favorite.
Was that a
I
politi-
still
that was a
love-
that was a political cartoon?
Yeah.
or-
I really
I don't like
bread.
that. I feel like
Oh, no.
I feel like you toss that into my brain, and I'm like, nah, I don't want it in there.
I
It's
still
there
really
forever
love
now.
the friggin' Family Guy is still my favorite thing of like, this is the blood of Christ. This guy must have been drunk all the time. It's my favorite one. It's like
Damn,
so
I've never heard
good.
so
that. That's
annoying.
so
That's
good.
really
The
good.
Turkey Man also is another case involved with the
Hi,
idea, and also
I'm
Hansel
Frida
and Gretel.
Pfafferman.
Also,
Well-
Hansel and Gretel, the fairy tale,
Oh,
where they
yeah.
both cooked and ate the children.
Um,
The Turkey Man, though, was a traveling businessman who regularly hired a dominatrix to meet him in his hotel room to cook him. He had designed a facsimile of an oven from a cardboard box, including rudimentary knobs and a door that could be
I
open and
love
closed.
This is my oven.
He would lie down in this box on his back, wearing only socks,
gonna
while the
just get in
dominatrix
it and-
Oh,
the
would she stuff him?
the
just have my
dominatrix would
soul.
describe in great detail the process of his body being cooked and eaten by
you-
her.
Putting aromatics in him and stuff.
The Turkey Man could become so aroused by this fantasy that he was
Well,
able
stuffing
to
it won't cook
orgasm
evenly.
without any physical
aroused.
stimulation of his penis.
Yeah, I'm really good. I think I might. I don't even have to touch it. This is nice.
Would she baste him?
It doesn't say anything about basting, but Likens
Doesn't
and
say
Cantor
anything
also
about
noted the
basting.
differences
That-
between verarophilia and cannibalism. In most cases of verarophilia, the victim is swallowed whole. In fact, several requests for
I
fantasies
think I would be more
included
of
a specific
soft
ban on the
core.
chewing of the victim. This is an
I don't wanna
important
be
aspect that
chewed.
separates persons interested in vor versus those interested in sexual cannibalism. In vor, the victim is swallowed whole while still alive, though consumption most often occurred through the mouth. It also occurred through the vagina, the anus,
Well, you
or
can
the
consume
breasts,
things that way.
through the nipples of the consumer.
No ears, not a single ear.
Not a single ear or nostril.
It's just like
I
Yeah,
know
all-
it's funny
all
as fuck.
sexual.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
how
don't know
good
why,
would it be
yeah.
to be chopped up and snorted, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Drink
well,
for
Hydrate
all
me.
of us.
It is
Guys.
shocking that when you start putting all those things in a list, how much it's like, oh yeah,
that is
really
connected
is
in a weird
thing.
way. Like
well,
that is,
Eric
Yeah.
Fromm
Lock on.
has this whole theory that like once when we're born, we are ripped from oneness, and that
Yeah.
our whole life is this attempt to return to
return
that
to it,
oneness.
Yeah, but where
Yeah,
is he
psychoanalysis.
from? Where
Yeah,
is he
yeah.
from? Guys, thank you so much for listening to
Well, it's
today's
two M's.
Valleycast. Well,
Are we
I still
done?
my it still stands.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
yeah.
done,
Wow.
baby.
And it's
We're in
language.
Fuck, dude,
Language
all
when
right.
you learn
Language.
when you
Okay.
become
Let's
the
all focus, hold
signified
on.
and the
Where
signifier,
can we
it
find-
separates you from.
All right, hold on just a second here. First of all, sorry for the migraine headache we probably gave you with with how many subjects we
Yeah.
went into in such a quick amount of time.
Warming coming up.
But I do want to say, I know we could go on for another hour for sure.
Easy, 2, 3.
We'd probably have to take another smoke
What time
break.
is it?
There was a podcast that me and Jarrett did.
how long has it been?
3 hours.
1 p.m.
I mean, like, how long has it been?
I mean, it's been an hour, over an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. No, I'm not trying to get us to keep going, but I'm just saying Joe Rogan does it all the time.
Do you guys want to be like Joe Rogan?
3-4 hours,
do you
baby. 3-4
want to be like
hours,
Joe Rogan?
unedited.
So anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to today's Valleycast. I want to thank our patrons off the top because you guys help make these types of things possible, and you guys get the podcast before anyone else. And I'm talking to you guys that aren't patrons. If you want to, I mean, you're listening to this podcast right now, but it's only because you got it 3 days later. So if you want it earlier than anybody else and you want the full, complete video version of this podcast where you can see Jarrett's beautiful face and all the actions that we performed therein, then you might want to go to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk.
Also, we have filmed 2 episodes of Uncanny Valley, which is our VIP and Up Patreon exclusive show, and it's currently being edited, and I think it's going to be very funny.
Yeah,
And
do you
I'm
want to
very
explain
excited.
what
is
it?
it?
Basically,
Ernesto?
we're doing a puppet human hybrid of like reaction videos, like sort of just like that like commentary videos.
Don't tell the
basically.
Fine
And
brothers.
so we essentially like
Do not.
we'll
Fucked it up.
surprise like Joe and Scuzz or Joe and Fernesto with a video that they've never seen before, and then they react to it in real time.
Like
but
it.
it'll usually be from our lexicon of
I'll actually tease.
I've been saying lexicon a lot
Can
lately.
I tease?
It happens. I
can
say
I like
ether
it.
a lot.
Yeah, oh,
Can
really?
I tease what happens in one of them?
Sure.
And again, you can
puppets.
only get this if you're a Patreon of a certain tier. So go to patreon.com/thevalleyfolk and check that out, the VIP tier. But in the first episode, or at least the first one we shot, it's Elliot and myself, and Elliot, and so
It's
I'm
Elliot
playing.
and Fernesto.
I'm playing Fernesto.
Oh, wow.
And I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Fernesto's a real guy. You fucking moron. No, but I'm Fernesto and he's a puppet, so fuck off. And so is fucking Scuzz. He's a puppet. He's not real. Lee sticks his hand up his ass.
Look at the
And,
energy
makes
shift
them
that
talk.
That is
happened
enough.
halfway through the sentence.
That is
Like a
enough.
real-
Kate, edit all of that out.
Oh my God.
Anyway, but here's the tease. So Elliot shows Fernesto Santa Steve. And so it was a complete surprise to
I forgot
Fernesto.
about that. That's funny.
Happy?
funny,
You
yeah.
can
Someone
edit
said-
that
you know,
part in.
what if-
Yeah, Fernesto's the guy that we brought into the office.
If someone said something about the Henson like that, you would have lost your
Oh,
12-year-old
come
mind.
on. You thought Kermit was fucking real as a kid?
More than
Get
likely.
the fuck out of here.
All right.
Throw me
Well-
that lifeless
You
puppet.
think we give a shit about Kermit? What do
Throw
you
me
think-
that
what do you
piece of
think
cotton
he's-
that's
what do you
going to
think
assemble
he's
with
made
2
out of?
ping pong balls.
Hang on, I'm going to burn Fernesto.
These
right
are fucking
now.
frog skin,
Give me a lighter.
baby.
Tell me when you think he feels
Horrible
pain.
person.
Of course they're not real,
Horrible
just like
person.
Santa and Jesus. Guys, thank you so much for listening to the
Well,
Valleycast.
I don't know why.
And I
If you
really,
think Santa, you move that in.
Move that in, baby.
I mean, Jesus was real.
thank you so much
I mean,
for
he
Existed.
thank you so much for listening to the Valleycast, and we do appreciate you. And Jarrett, thank you for coming.
Yeah,
Where
Yeah,
can
man.
people
For
find you?
having me.
What
can
can...
Yeah, go do it.
Sure.
Ready, wanna
Here,
do it at
what?
the same
Let's do
time?
it.
Sure.
1, 2, 3.
Where can people find you if they want to find?
Shit.
And that's it. We're good.
I would check. I do a mental health and being a person podcast that you guys have both been on. I'm trying to get the
I'm
rest
trying,
of the
I'm
Valley
trying.
Folk.
We're
It's
gonna
called
make it
My Good Bad Brain.
It's great.
I think that's fun. It comes out pretty much once a week. And, you know,
Can,
it does come out once a week, usually late though.
I would like to request, I kind of did this before, but I would like to do another episode where I'm not so high that I am able to.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
I don't know what we talked about.
I'm so down to do that. Also, because I've changed since the early. He learned to talk to people. I was like, now I keep it like around an hour and a half. And
Yeah,
Oh,
and
really?
I did
Cool.
one where it literally it's like a 3
like
hour
3 hours. It was
episode.
fun.
Yeah, it was a really
which is
wonderful-
cool. But yeah, I
Yeah.
want to.
And I want you to know, Jarrett, that I would prefer not to be incredibly so inebriated that I'm like talking about my childhood shit and it starts to get weird.
Well, you
that
probably
is what.
should, though,
That's
talk
what
about
the
it.
thing.
You've had a lot of
Actually, we're
anxiety
not
as a child,
usually-
and he's come past it.
It's very rare.
My
that I
grandpa
get messed
used
up
to,
with-
my uncle used to force me to watch Five Goes West in his room.
Yeah.
He made me watch it a lot.
Thank you so much.
Over
everybody,
as soon as
for
it was
joining
over,
us.
he'd
Why does it
rewind
upset
it.
you so much?
He'd rewind it and play it again.
Go check
I-
out My Good Bad Brain.
I would watch Five Goes West like 7 times in
I'm
a
not
row.
a therapist, just so everyone knows. I just like to ask people. Well, I will say.
Where else can they find
My whole
you?
thing is everyone's authority on their experience. So we just talk about how fucking dumb our brains are, how bad we are, how stupid, you know? I got ADHD, I got depression. I like to talk about it.
I love it, man. I love it.
Well,
Thank you for being.
I think that my thing about it too is like, is people like, it's still weird to talk about like medication and shit. Talk about being mental. Anyway, check that out.
Sorry, I'm getting all these text messages.
I
Also
think
Instagram.
even the idea of Steve getting emotional on your podcast
Yeah,
made him so uncomfortable
yes.
that he's
I know that
exiting
was
mentally.
no, it's okay. It's okay.
See, he's like,
I get
like,
it.
nah.
This is exactly how
No.
it is.
I was on
okay.
Ear Biscuits. You guys ever been on Ear Biscuits?
I was on E.
I was on Ear Biscuits, and I
It's
was like, I
nowhere
had
near
no,
this.
yeah, but I had no idea what they were what we were gonna talk about. And I come in and I'm like, let's talk about source
What
spin
are
and
they
shit. And they're like,
talking
so your wife and you got divorced a couple. And I was
like,
like,
oh my
here we
goodness.
go.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I've done it. I'm ready. We can dig deep. We can talk about whatever you want. Man.
I just thought mental health is weird. It's like we've got really good in culture at like making it okay for other people to get help with mental health and being like, oh, good job, good for you. But then like still don't turn it on ourselves that often.
Sure.
And when I finally did and I saw a psychiatrist, it's like really changed my life. So just try to normalize like talking about how fucking
Love it.
psycho we are.
Love
and
it.
What
There you
drugs
go.
we try
Good,
to
man.
fix
And
it.
I stand fully behind that.
Yeah, man.
I feel like it has been normalized for me on an internal level, and so I forget sometimes
That
when I'll
people
mention it.
don't-
People
yeah.
are like, they assume that it's like,
it
oh,
happened
you
at
must be messed
Thanksgiving.
up.
I
And I'm
literally,
like,
someone
right?
said something, and I was like, well, obviously he's in therapy, and they were like offended that I said it. They were like,
Yeah.
what? And I was
Yeah,
like,
it's-
oh my god.
We live in like a weird, bad world.
Weird.
Yes,
bad
we do.
world.
We're
Yeah.
bad. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. And Jared, thank you for having us on our
Thank you
podcast
for
and
having
having
us.
you on our
Guys, it's
our
so
podcast.
great. It was so great.
You're in
Yeah.
our hearts, Jared. We love
I
you very
fucking
much.
love you guys.
Love you
and
too,
this is
Jarrett.
so fucking fun.
Jared, what's your
wonderful human
Instagram?
Giggles. It's my name with an underscore.
Jared Sleeper.
Sleeper.
Sleeper underscore.
Jared-
2
Oh,
R's, 2 T's.
If you guys are Patreon people, go patreon.com/mygoodbadbrain.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Actually,
check it out.
Actually, unfund this one.
No.
And
no.
then
Let's edit
just,
that out.
if you only have a budget, like
Edit that out.
you know, they got
You're
a
done.
lot, and so
Kid's
just
gonna
you
edit
know,
that out. Kid's
there-
gonna just
yeah,
get that out.
That's what I think.
And God isn't real either. Goodbye.